Once upon a time, there was a beautiful princess named Arisha. She lived in a grand kingdom surrounded by silver mountains. The kingdom was peaceful but full of ancient mysteries. Princess Arisha was kind, brave, and very curious. One day she discovered an old secret chamber in the palace. Inside the chamber was a glowing magical sword. The sword was made of blue crystal and gold fire. It was called the Sword of Truth. Legend said it could reveal hidden secrets of stone people. Stone people were once humans cursed by dark magic. Arisha touched the sword carefully. Suddenly the sword started glowing brightly. A voice echoed in the chamber. "Only the chosen princess can awaken me," it said. The princess was shocked but not afraid. She lifted the sword with both hands. At that moment, the ground shook slightly. A hidden map appeared on the wall. The map showed a lost stone city. It was called Gorath. The stone city was deep inside a dark forest. People said no one returned from it. But Arisha decided to go there. She wore her royal armor and took the sword. She left the palace at sunrise. Birds followed her for a short distance. The forest was dark and silent. Strange whispers filled the air. Trees looked like they were watching her. But she kept walking forward. Suddenly, a stone figure moved near her. It was a stone man. Its eyes were glowing faintly blue. It did not attack her. Instead, it pointed toward the deep forest. Arisha followed it carefully. More stone people appeared along the path. They looked sad and trapped. They were not evil, just cursed. The princess felt pity for them. She asked, "Who turned you into stone?" A stone man replied slowly. "The Shadow Witch of Gorath." Arisha tightened her grip on the sword. She promised to break the curse. The path became darker. Thunder echoed above the forest. Finally, she reached the stone city. It was huge and broken. Buildings were alive but frozen. The Shadow Witch appeared in black smoke. Her eyes were like burning coals. She laughed loudly at the princess. "You cannot save them," she said. Arisha raised her sword bravely. The sword began to shine. Light spread across the city. Stone people started to tremble. The witch attacked with dark magic. The princess blocked it with the sword. A battle of light and darkness began. The ground cracked beneath them. The sword showed visions of truth. Arisha saw the witch's fear. The witch was once a lonely girl. She had been cursed long ago. Arisha hesitated for a moment. She did not want to destroy her. Instead, she spoke kindly. "You can be free," she said. The witch screamed in anger. But the sword's light grew stronger. The darkness slowly faded away. The curse began to break. Stone people started turning human again. One by one, they awakened. The witch fell to her knees. Tears came from her eyes. Her dark magic disappeared. She became human again. The princess helped her stand. The witch thanked her softly. The stone city began to rebuild itself. Flowers started growing everywhere. Light filled the dark forest. The curse was finally broken. The sword stopped glowing. It had fulfilled its purpose. Arisha smiled with relief. The stone people called her their savior. They made her their queen of truth. She refused at first but accepted later. She promised to protect them forever. The witch became her advisor. Peace returned to Gorath. The forest became beautiful again. Birds returned singing happily. Rivers started flowing brightly. The kingdom heard the good news. Everyone praised Princess Arisha. She returned to her palace. But she often visited Gorath. The magical sword stayed with her. It only glowed in danger. Years passed in peace. The princess became a wise queen. She ruled with kindness and truth. No one feared darkness anymore. The stone people lived happily. The curse was only a memory. One night the sword whispered again. New magic is awakening, it said. The queen stood ready. Her journey was not over. She smiled and looked at the stars. I will protect my kingdom, she said. And so her legend continued forever. The sword of truth remained by her side. The story of the stone people became history. And Princess Arisha became eternal in years past, but Queen Arisha never forgot the stone people. She often visited the city of Gorath. The people there loved her deeply. The former witch, now named Alara, stayed by her side. Alara had changed completely. She now used her magic to heal and protect. One evening, strange tremors shook the land again. The sky turned dark without warning. The sword of truth began to glow once more. Arisha understood danger had returned. A messenger rushed from Gorath. The stones are waking again, he cried. Arisha quickly prepared for the journey. Alara joined her without hesitation. Together they rode toward the stone city. The forest was no longer peaceful. Shadows moved between the trees. Cold winds whispered fear. The animals hid in silence. Something ancient had awakened. When they reached Gorath, chaos had begun. Some people were turning to stone again. Cracks appeared on their skin. Fear spread everywhere. Arisha raised the sword high. The light tried to stop the curse. But this time it was weaker. Alara looked worried. This is not my old magic, she said. Something darker is behind this. Deep beneath the city, a hidden force stirred. The ground broke open slowly. A giant stone creature rose from below. It had glowing red eyes. It roared like thunder. People ran in terror. Arisha stood firm. She knew she had to fight. The sword shined brightly again. The battle began. The creature threw massive stone pieces. Arisha dodged them quickly. Alara used her magic to protect the people. The creature grew stronger with every moment. It fed on fear and darkness. Arisha realized something important. This was not just a monster. It was the heart of the old curse. It had never truly been destroyed. Now it had returned for revenge. Arisha closed her eyes for a moment. She remembered the sword's true power. It was not just strength. It was truth and compassion. She walked toward the creature slowly. The ground shook under her feet. She raised the sword but did not attack. Instead, she spoke loudly. I know your pain, she said. The creature paused for a moment. The sword began to glow with a soft light. Visions appeared in the air. The creature had once been a guardian spirit. It was corrupted by dark sorrow. Arisha understood its suffering. She placed the sword on the ground. The light spread like a wave. Alara joined her with pure magic. Together, they released a healing force. The creature started to calm down. Its red eyes slowly turned blue. Its roaring became softer. Cracks of darkness disappeared from its body. The curse began to fade again. The people stopped turning into stone. Light filled the entire city. The creature knelt before Arisha. It was no longer a monster. It became a peaceful guardian once again. Balance was restored at last. The people of Gorath celebrated with joy. They thanked their queen again and again. Alara smiled with pride. Arisha picked up the sword gently. It no longer glowed strongly. Its mission was nearly complete. She looked at the guardian spirit. It protected the city quietly. No darkness remained. Peace returned once more. Arisha and Alara returned to the kingdom. This time, their hearts were lighter. The journey had finally ended. The truth of the stone people was clear. They were never evil. They were victims of pain and forgotten magic. Arisha had not just broken a curse. She had healed lost souls. Her story spread across lands. She became a legend of light. Years later, Arisha grew old gracefully. The kingdom remained peaceful. Gorath became a place of beauty. The guardian spirit watched over it forever. Alara continued helping people with magic. One quiet night, the sword dimmed completely. Its power faded into gentle light. Arisha smiled softly. She knew her duty was complete. She placed the sword in the royal chamber. "Let it rest," she whispered. The sword turned into a crystal statue. A symbol of truth and courage. Future generations would remember it. And they would remember her. The princess who became a savior. The queen who chose compassion over power. The girl who saw truth in stone. Her name lived forever in stories. Queen Arisha, the light of truth. And so, the tale came to a peaceful end. Not with war, but with understanding. Not with destruction, but with healing. The magic sword had revealed the greatest truth. Kindness is stronger than darkness. Truth is brighter than fear. And love can break any curse. The end became a new beginning. A legend written in light. And a story that would never be forgotten.